In the dark skies over the Middle East, where every second counts and stealth can mean the difference between war and diplomacy, one aircraft has become a ghost, a silent force capable of reshaping the balance of power without ever being seen. It's not a drone, it's not a missile, it's the B-2 Spirit, America's most advanced stealth bomber. And in the looming tensions between Israel and Iran, this flying shadow might just be the ultimate game-changer. The B-2 Spirit isn't new, but what makes it revolutionary today isn't its age, it's its continued ability to slip past modern radar systems, strike with surgical precision, and disappear without a trace. As the conflict between Israel and Iran inches closer to open confrontation, the presence of the B-2 Spirit in U.S. regional strategy is a clear signal. The United States has no intention of staying on the sidelines. It's prepared, and it's bringing the most silent killer in its arsenal to the theater. Tensions in the Middle East have always been volatile. Israel has made it clear that it will not allow Iran to become a nuclear power. Iran, on the other hand, remains defiant, continuing its enrichment activities, fortifying underground facilities, and extending its influence through proxy groups across Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, and Gaza. This isn't just about bombs or centrifuge, it's about ideology, sovereignty, and control. Over the years, Israel has developed its own capabilities to counter the Iranian threat, including advanced air defense systems like Iron Dome, David Sling, and the Arrow system, and long-range strike capabilities through its F-35I stealth fighters. But even with this powerful toolkit, there's one limitation: geography. Iran's critical nuclear facilities like Natanz, Fordo, and Arakar, buried deep in the heart of the country, protected by mountains, hardened shelters, and layers of air defense systems, both imported and indigenous, to truly neutralize those facilities without triggering a full-blown regional war. What's needed is something that can fly farther, strike harder, and remain undetected. That's where the B-2 Spirit enters the stage. The B-2 is not just an aircraft, it's a symbol of unmatched American air power. Developed during the Cold War, it was designed to penetrate the Soviet Union's most sophisticated air defenses. Its shape, materials, and design all work together to make it virtually invisible to radar. It flies in complete radio silence, can carry both conventional and nuclear payloads, and most importantly, it can fly more than 6,000 nautical miles without refueling. That range means it can take off from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri and reach targets anywhere in the Middle East, including the deepest parts of Iran, without ever landing on foreign soil. Add mid-air refueling, and the B-2 can circle the globe. It's not dependent on any local base, ally, or airfield. That makes it not just effective but untouchable. In recent years, with Iran accelerating its uranium enrichment and hardening its facilities, the debate within Washington has shifted. Should the U.S. provide backup to Israel in a potential strike on Iran's nuclear program? Should the U.S. preemptively strike? These aren't just strategic questions, they are political landmines, but the presence of the B-2 makes them more flexible. It gives us policymakers an option to act decisively and secretly, if needed. The aircraft's ability to fly undetected across thousands of miles of contested airspace means it can hit multiple critical targets inside Iran in a single coordinated operation. These aren't ordinary targets, they include deeply buried centrifuge halls, underground bunkers, command and control centers, missile sites, and supply routes for proxy forces like Hezbollah. Conventional fighters like the F-15 or even the Israeli F-35 would struggle to reach these targets without being spotted, but not the B-2. In past operations like Operation Desert Storm or Operation Allied Force, stealth aircraft changed the rules of engagement. They showed that wars could be won by dominating the skies with superior technology rather than overwhelming troop numbers. In the context of Iran, this stealth capability isn't just tactically, it's strategic. Iran's air defenses, including the Russian-made S-300 system and its own Bavar 373, are formidable but not invincible. The B-2 is specifically designed to defeat such systems by staying off their radar altogether. In a hypothetical strike, the B-2 could disable Iran's radar sites, knock out early warning systems, and pave the way for follow-up strikes by other aircraft. More importantly, it could do so before Iran even realizes it's under attack. This is what makes it a game-changer. Then there's the psychological impact. The B-2 carries with it the ghost of precision. When nations know it's airborne, even if they don't know where it is, it changes their calculations. For Iranian military planners, the B-2 represents an invisible sword hanging over key infrastructure. Every move must be made with caution, every decision laced with uncertainty. And let's not forget its payload. The B-2 can carry up to 40,000 pounds of munitions, including the massive ordnance penetrator, MOP, a 30,000-pound bunker buster specifically designed to destroy underground facilities. Iran's Fordo nuclear facility, buried under a mountain, was built to withstand traditional attacks. But the MOP, dropped from a stealth bomber like the B-2, is designed for precisely this kind of target. One strike, and an entire facility could be rendered inoperable. To understand how critical the B-2 could be, we need to look at the geography and complexity of Iran's nuclear sites. Natanz is not just a single location, it's a sprawling complex with underground chambers, reinforced walls, and multiple layers of protection. Fordo is even more fortified. Surface-to-air missile systems ring the sites. Anti-aircraft guns, radar stations, and patrols blanket the area. To strike such a target, even once, requires overwhelming force and complete surprise. In a potential joint operation with Israel, the U.S. could deploy the B-2 to neutralize Iran's air defenses and key targets in the opening moments, allowing Israeli jets to follow up with lighter precision strikes. This division of labor plays perfectly to each side's strengths: America's stealth and payload, and Israel's speed and agility. But it's not just about the aircraft itself. It's about what it represents. The B-2 is part of a broader doctrine of global strike capability. It demonstrates that the U.S. doesn't need permanent bases, regional permissions, or massive troop deployments to influence events halfway across the globe. It projects power not just through its weapons, but through its potential. Its presence alone can act as a deterrent. Iran knows this. That's why it has invested heavily in developing asymmetric warfare strategies, cyber capabilities, and regional proxies. But even these can be disrupted if command centers and communication hubs are neutralized in a single, silent strike. That's what the B-2 offers: a way to disrupt without invasion, to shock without warning, as tensions mount, whether due to a nuclear breakthrough, a miscalculation, or a provocation by Hezbollah or the IRGC. The need for fast, precise, and low-visibility options becomes essential. The B-2 doesn't just give those options. It redefines what military engagement looks like in the 21st century.